Yo, welcome to the True Blue Podcast. I am your host, Zachary Sucardi. You can find me on Instagram at True Blue Podcast. It is Wednesday, November 15th. We're going to get into, since we last spoke, talk about some concerts and just what's been going on. The self-care tip is the benefits of smiling every day. And then music later from REM, Rapid Eye Movement. So I usually record Tuesdays, but I went to a concert last night or a show based on what part of the country you're from. And it was awesome. I saw this band called The National. They're from Brooklyn. I went with my friend Vivian. It was at this place called the Kiva Auditorium, and it's literally like a high school auditorium, but like a little bit bigger. I saw Modest Mouse there in 2007. So I guess a lot of indie bands play there. That's a popular place for indie bands. The show was great. They sounded really good. Great theatrics. Like the singer, he's really theatrical in like during some songs. Not like, like an opera or anything over the top. But you can tell he's into it. Which is really good when you see certain kinds of bands, Like the punk stuff, they're always kind of really into it. But these bands have been touring, and that's like, that's their, like that's their income, and that's, what they do full time. Not that these punk bands don't, but I think you get what I'm saying. They some of these bands could phone it in a little bit more, I think. But it was great that they didn't. It was a really good show. Really casual too. Just like the way the venue, I think, is set up. It's a giant convention center, and the auditorium occupies just like a section of it. They had a ton of merch, too, like a lot of, like all their records. It was kind of wild. But a great set. They played a bunch of new songs. They just put out, I think, like 2 albums this year. And I'm most familiar, they probably have like 7 or 8 albums. I'm most familiar with about 4 of them. And they played a bunch of songs off there. And it was really good. Like I talk about live shows and concerts and all this, and it's really just like a magical experience. And it happened again last night. It just takes you away. And the songs sounded great live. When I first got to Albuquerque, they had put out an album called Boxer. Maybe not probably a year into me being here. And I picked it up. I heard a song probably on MySpace. The song was called Fake Empire. And I really liked it. And I bought their CD, probably from somewhere out here. And it's great. So they were kind of like a band that kind of like ushered me into living here. And they were like an Albuquerque band. I got into them living here, not in New Jersey. So there are a couple bands or CDs or albums that are that way for me. And that album, Boxer, the band, the National, is just, it's like that for me. So, kind of special. And then, so there's a song they have called Mr. November, probably my favorite song by them. And they fucking played it. Not only did they play it, but like the singer like walked into the crowd, which was cool. It's amazing how when that happens, which it is cool. I'm not saying it's not. Like people just start smiling. And they like, bust out their phones, and then they like start trying to like, pat the guy in the back or get some attention from him, or just they're like it's like a novelty. It's something different, which is cool. But I just sort of noticed like the human like response to it. It was great show. It was just a great fucking show, great time. So the first punk band, hardcore ska, anything I got into was called Assorted Jellybeans. Tower Records used to have something called a listening station. This is back in CDs. This is like the late 90s. Maybe 97. No. I think even 96. It was in 96. And I listened to this CD by a band called Assorted Jellybeans, and I really liked it. And I think I went to Tower Records within like that same like 2 week span, like once or twice, and I listened to it. I mean, it's a punk band. They're a ska punk band, so I listened to like most of the album, and I loved it. And I eventually picked it up, and I saw it on record out here once, and I missed my opportunity. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I really don't. I must have been stoned or just, I don't know, sleepwalking or something. But I didn't pick it up. And then I was scrolling through Instaham, and I saw that they reissued this album on vinyl, and I fucking bought it right away, and I'm so excited to get it. Literally, this is like the album that really like opened the door for me within the punk, ska, all this stuff. Minus like, or I should say, like the exception of the local punk bands. Those bands really got me into it, but this is like the first anything kind of band. Assorted Jellybeans. So Assorted Jellybeans and then the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Those are like two bands that really got me into it. But I'm so pumped. So fucking pumped to get it. I'm trying to be more frugal with my spending. I bought a vinyl last night. And then I bought this Assorted Jellybeans vinyl. But I'm trying to be better with my fucking spending. But I had to. I had to buy this Assorted Jellybeans vinyl. It was calling my name, and it's just amazing. Like when you're into an album and you see it in like a format you don't own it in, let's say you have it on CD, you see it on cassette, you see it on vinyl or whatever. It just like something happens in my brain, and not for everything. Definitely not for every album, but for certain albums like this, I'm like, wow, it's like I have to buy it. And there are people who buy fucking albums in all fucking formats. And there are other maniacs, because with vinyl, they make different colored vinyl. There are fucking maniacs who buy like every color. Pfft, fuck out of here. I knew early on in buying records, I'm like, I can't be one of those guys. I don't have the fucking, the fundage or the desire. I don't have the fucking desire to get into that kind of shit. Spend all that kind of money. Next show I'm going to is this band called Angel Dust. They're playing with a band called Candy. They're playing next weekend. I'm excited. Just love going to these shows. I'll tell you what, it's great. So that kind of about wraps up since we last spoke. I've been changing up my diet a little bit. Fucking introducing some yogurt. So pray for me, because I am lactose intolerant, but I'm trying to like introduce it little by little. And then I'm making egg whites. And I bought some whole grain toast, and I bought some almond butter, and it was fucking amazing this morning. Fucking amazing. So yeah, just trying new things. Trying new things diet-wise. But that's it since we last spoke. Just a little bit of music. The concerts, the shows, Assorted Jellybeans, and a little bit of almond butter. All right, everyone, let's get into the self-care tip. All right, so this tip I found on verywellmind.com. Verywellmind.com. 10 big benefits of smiling. So the song I'm going to share later is an REM song called Why Not Smile. I love the song. And there's another song by a band called Trail of Dead called Will You Smile Again for Me? And I just think about like how smile really changes someone's energy and appearance. I've seen a couple of women in my life where I'm like, okay, and then she smiles and I'm like, wow, she's beautiful, or wow, look at that, like light. It really is amazing how when people smile, it changes like just everything. It makes you feel better. So I thought, let's get into the benefits of smiling. I'm sure there are fucking a couple. So I'm going to go through, I think, about 10 of them here. And hopefully I can encourage you to smile more. Because you'll live a longer life. Apparently, with benefit number 1, smiling helps you live longer. So it'll lengthen your overall lifespan. One of the studies shows from this article. It goes on to say that, happy people seem to enjoy a better health and longevity. Happiness could increase your lifespan by years. And smiling, a happy, positive mood, is important for that healthy lifestyle. So kind of a simple one here. You want to live longer, smile more. And it correlates with being happy. You don't want to be down in the dumps. You want to be happy. You want to live a long life. Number 2, it relieves stress. Believe it or not, even if you have a fake smile, it doesn't have to be genuine. Because the sort of trick there is it turns into something genuine. Because it's hard to like smile and not like feel good. In fact, there's like a little exercise in here where if you smile and try to say something bad or like negative, it just doesn't feel right. It's like it's hard to like process. But it does relieve stress. It improves your mood and the ability to manage that stress. It's by smiling. Literally, the fucking muscles in your face. Who would have thunk it? Number 3, it elevates your mood. So the physical act of smiling activates pathways in your brain, and it will influence your emotional state. So again, it's like you can trick your mind into entering this state of happiness, whether it's genuine or not. Like you've heard before, fake it until you make it. And this is one of the things where you're smiling, you're eventually going to start feeling better. It causes the release of this neurotransmitter, or I should say, it causes the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which ultimately boost your mood. It's like a natural antidepressant. It's pretty cool. It's also contagious, which this is true. I can speak to this. Someone smiles at me, I smile back. I smile at someone, they smile back. Maybe not all the time. Some people are awkward or they're in their own world. That's okay. That's not an indictment on you. It'll elevate your mood. It can change the mood of others. Your brain automatically notices and interprets when you see other people's facial expressions. And you tend to mimic them. It's almost like, you ever hear like when you sneeze, someone else is going to sneeze? Or no, yawning, that's it. When you yawn, it causes someone else to yawn. Kind of the same idea here. So if you see someone smiling, you unconsciously want to smile yourself. Pretty cool. And it is definitely contagious. It also will boost your immune system for number 5 here. That's pretty cool. Whether you're trying to maintain overall health or you're just trying to keep ahead of the fucking flu season, it's all about staying healthier. It'll boost your overall health. When you smile, your immune function improves because you're more relaxed. So being more relaxed helps your immune system. It's pretty cool. It's science here. We're talking science on the True Blue podcast. Also could help lower your blood pressure. So smiling, possibly leading to laughter, lowers your blood pressure. It causing the initial increase of the heart rate and breathing. So if you have like a blood pressure monitor, you can monitor it, sit for a few minutes, and smile for a minute, and take another reading. So like if you're, doing your blood pressure, see how it looks, and then smile for a minute, and then take, as I said, take another reading. See if it improves. It may lower your blood pressure. So that's that. Come on. These are great benefits. Number 7, it reduces pain. Smiling releases endorphins and other painkillers like serotonin. These chemicals make up the good from head to toe. They'll help with relaxing your body, even physical pain. Smiling is a natural drug. So if you get drug tested, you're going to come up positive for fucking smiling. Number 8, makes you attractive. This is true. We're naturally drawn to people who smile. While, you see someone with a negative facial expression like a scowl, a frown, grimace, kind of has the opposite effect. So when you smile, it's like the muscles in your face, it lifts up your face, making you appear younger. So instead of, trying to be gloom and doom, smiling, it makes you more attractive, helps you get through your day. And it's a positive trait. People see you and they're like, wow, this person's positive. and people want to be around positive people. People are attracted to positive people. Number 9, it suggests success. So, you're smiling, let's say at a business meeting or something with work, you might find people will react differently to you. It shows that you're more confident, which is true. I mean, when you're smiling, you're standing up straight, you're really more present. And then lastly, it helps you stay positive. It says, try this now, smile. See, I did this earlier. Now try to think of something negative without losing the smile. It's hard, isn't it? It's true. It can influence your feelings of positivity, even if it's unnatural. Like I said, it doesn't have to be genuine. It sends a message to your brain that life is good, and then it pours out to the rest of your body. It helps you stay positive. Why not smile? I was at the drugs. I was buying all the fucking food I just mentioned about for my breakfast, and at the self-checkout, and they had a camera. And I look great on that camera, by the way. Golly. If I ever do any, professional photos, I'm going to go to the self-checkout and just try to screenshot them because I look amazing on them. But I'm smiling. And it looks good. It feels good. I don't know. It's good energy. I'm feeling positive, So that's it. That's from verywellmind.com. 10 ways why smiling is a big benefit to your overall health. Check it out, verywellmind.com. 10 big benefits of smiling. All right, let's get on to the True Blue playlist. All right, so I chose this song by REM called Why Not Smile off of their album Up. Up was just reissued on vinyl, and then they had a special edition CD. I bought both recently, kind of like with the Assorted Jellybeans thing. This album means a lot to me. It was gifted to me in 1998 by my friend Tom, this was during the height of my punk and hardcore fandom. So my friend gives me this pop, alternative, indie rock, whatever you call REM. And I'm okay. And I'll listen to anything, if someone especially gifts it to me. And I listened to it and I loved it. I fucking loved it. And it was really cool. Thanks to my friend Tom. He really got me into a lot of different genres of music, especially during that time when I was 16. I mean, I've always been into all kinds of music. But starting from the punk stuff, I was into, the singles and stuff, the dance stuff. And then I got into alternative rock, the Pearl Jams, the STPs, all that stuff. Green Day, all that. And then I got into the punk and hardcore thing. And then I met my friend Tom at KB Toys, and he hooked me up with REM. And great album. Great fucking album. This album, I think their drummer left, or maybe I think it was their drummer. Maybe the bass player. So they got a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot of it, a little bit more electronic. But this song is excellent. It's got the electronic has these bells, almost feels like wind chimes and stuff. And then there's strumming towards the end. And it has this piano part at the end. It's really, really beautiful. It's a very easy song to like. It kind of has a little bit of a sad feeling, just a little bit. But then you hear what he's saying, and then the way the music progresses, you're like, no, this is all positive. This is all positive. And the song always stood out to me. Why Not Smile? It's a great song. In fact, let's find the lyrics. Let me get on the Insta or on the Googles here. Why Not Smile? Lyrics. All right, here we go. The concrete broke your fall. To hear you speak of it, I'd have done anything. I would do anything. I feel like a cartoon brick wall. I love that line. To hear you speak of it. You've been so sad, it makes me worry. Why not smile? You've been sad for a while. Why not smile? I would do anything to hear you speak of it. Why not smile? You've been sad for a while. So, I mean, come on now. That's beautiful. Very simple, very short. I think the song's maybe 3 minutes or something, but very beautiful. Just really hits home. So there you have it. That's the True Blue playlist. I'm going to add it to the playlist. You can find me on Spotify at True Blue Podcast. Just go on Spotify, search, type in True Blue Podcast, and you'll see my podcast, of course, which you'll, of course, subscribe to and give a 5-star rating. But you'll also see my profile page, which has all these playlists, and you'll see the True Blue playlist, which you can also find on Instagram. If you go on Instagram, under my profile, there's a little link. You click on that fucker, and then you'll be linked to the True Blue playlist. So that's it, everybody, for session 95. Why Not Smile? I'm your host, Zachary Sicardi. I hope everyone has a great week. Let's get them pearly whites out there. Keep on smiling. Have a great week, everybody. God bless. Peace.